Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, we are going to learn how to create a navbar. For this, I have already created a title called navbar. I'll simply link my CSS here. Okay, I have linked my CSS. With this, to create a navbar, we'll use the header. In this header, I'll create a nav. Okay, inside this nav, we'll add a logo. I'll simply create a class called logo. Okay, this is my div. Inside this, I'll add a image tag, image source. Before that, I have to download a logo. I'll download this logo. I'll simply drag this and drop here. Okay, this is my logo. I can use it here. I'll mention the alternative name as logo. With this, I'll close this. Let me check this. Okay, this is my logo. We have to adjust the height and width. We can do it later. Otherwise, we can mention here. Height has 100 pixels. Okay, this is fine. Instead of 100, I'll make it as 80. Our logo is done. After this, I have to create a unordered list. For this, I'll mention the class as unordered lists. I'll close this. Inside this unordered list, we have to wait for a second. We'll add links here. I'll add link. Inside, I'll add the anchor tag. And I'll specify the name as home. We'll copy this link. We'll paste it here. Okay. Now I'm going to change this name as about. Then next, services. Contact. And the last one is, I'll give it as login. For this, I'll mention a class called btn button. This login will be the button. Let me check this. Okay, this is done. This is our HTML part. Now we have to add the styling. All we did is we added a header. Inside the header, a nav tag. Inside this, we have a logo. Then we have unordered lists. Now we have to style this. Before that, I'll simply mention margin as 0, whereas padding has 0. box sizing as border box. With this we'll style a header, nav. I'll mention header, nav. In this I'll give display, flex. You can see it here. After adding display, flex, you can see both side by side. Before adding this, it was like one above the other. After adding this, we can see both are side by side. By this I'll add justify content as space between, and we'll align the items as center. You can see it here. For this, we'll add a background color as black. Okay, this is our background, and you can see the color of the text. By default, it is blue in color. We'll change it into white. We'll change the text color into white. With this, I'll add a padding as 10 pixels and 20 pixels. From top left 10 pixels and bottom right 20 pixels. Let me show you this. Okay. After that, we'll target this logo image. I'll simply use this dot logo inside that image. I'll mention the width as 80 pixels. We'll change the border radius of the logo by adding border radius as 50 pixels. Now you can see this. The logo is round here. Before that it was in square shape. After that we'll design the unordered list. I'll simply add display flex. Now you can see this. You can see it here. Let me zoom this for you. Now this list, you can see these are all are in a same line. To this we'll add justify content as space between. After adding justify content has space between, you can see it here. And also I have to mention that flex spaces. As soon as I add this flex spaces, okay, you can see the gap here. You can see it here. We have given the flex basis as 44%. Even I can change this into 38. It will look more better. Okay, this is fine. Now we have to remove this bullet marks. We'll use UL LI list style type has none. You can see that here. Those bullet points are gone. With this, I'll simply add UL LI anchor tag. For this anchor tag, we'll use the font size. Instead of font size, I'll use this font weight as 600. You can check this. You can see this here. I have mentioned the font weight as 600. And for this anchor tag, we have to remove that text decoration as none. Now you can see this here. There is no underline here. To remove this underline, we have to mention text decoration as none. With this, I have said before, I have used this login as a button. I'll style that button using the class called .btn. I'll give the font weight as 700. Instead, if I mention 700, it will look little bigger than this. Instead of 700, I'll give it as 900. Now you can see the change. This class has button. Let me check this. .btn. Why this one is not working? We'll check it later. Instead of btn, I'll mention it as btn1. Wait, we'll check it. Let me design it first. I am adding the padding as 8 pixels and 20 pixels, whereas I am adding the padding to that has top left has 8 pixels, bottom right has 20 pixels. And I'll change the background color into blue, and whereas the text color into white, so that it will look more beautiful. And here I am using the cursor as pointer. Let me show you how this button looks. You can see it here. This is our button. To to this button we can add hover. I'll change the background color into blue violet. If we hover on that button, we can see this. There is a change in the background color. Wait for a second. This one is not working. Let me check it again. Okay. Instead of button 1, I have mentioned button. Now this will work. There is some issue regarding this. Let me check this. I'll remove this class. I'll add a div here. I'll keep this inside this div. Let me check this. Okay. Now to this div we'll add a class as btn1. Now this will work fine. Okay. I'll style this. We'll check this again. When this is not working, we'll keep this as it is. I'll try to add a class again. Okay, now this is working absolutely fine. Even I'll add this hover effect to ul lists anchor tag. To this I'll add hover as background color as black. Let me check this. Okay, it doesn't look good. Instead of that, I'll mention text decoration color as white. Okay, before using this text decoration color, I have to mention text decoration as underline. Then only we can use that. Okay, you can see this here. If I click on this, you can see underline here. Like this, you can easily create a navbar, and this is not responsive yet. In our next class, we'll learn about this, how to make this navbar responsive. We'll add media queries to this. If you if you like this video, do like, share and subscribe this video. Thanks for watching.